I just want to make this video for anyone who thought they have lost everything they've built in a place they thought was home. By sharing my stories, I hope you realize that you're not alone. So a little bit about me. My name is Jingwen, and I left my home country when I was 15 by myself. After I lost my mother, I lived in Canada for the past 10 years. Recently got kicked out from Canada due to the immigration policy. For the longest time, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna move to Canada and I'm gonna build a life there. I learned the language. I made a lot of really close friends. I had life plans with someone. I finished my high school, university, felt my first text report. I was a teenager when I first got to Canada, and now I'm 25. And now I'm back to a place I supposed to call home, but I yet to feel connected with. Like, I think every day I woke up and I felt the anxiety of, oh my God, what if I have lost every opportunities that I could have to be that version of myself that I want to be, and I effed it up, and now I'm here, and there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of loneliness. I don't know what to do, and I was very disappointed at myself because I thought I supposed to be a grown-ass woman now that's supposed to handle all those things much better. Now I'm just a full-time daughter who can't drive herself. And I remember the night where I would just stare at a fan on the ceiling, wondering where did I got it all wrong. And one version of me was capable, lovable, funny, loud, outgoing, and the other version of me is like being treated as immature, emotional, fucked up my choice. I also have ADHD. I got diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety before I left Canada. I did spend a year kind of like rebuild who I am. And now it all feels like a joke because honestly, I felt like I could explain that to the internet, but not to my family because they don't seem to understand what I went through. I love them very much, and I know they love me very much, and I'm tired. I'm tired of proving myself. I'm tired of arguing. I'm tired of seeking understanding and love in the ways that they can't give me. I'm really tired of being a victim in all my narrative, and I wanted to pick my life back up. And it's hard. And I have to give up a lot of things. I have to know what to give up. I have to know what I want. And it's a process, especially when you're undiagnosed ADHD, like ADHD your whole life. You kind of just like do what other people will do because you don't trust your own judgment. You don't trust your own choices. I wasn't this anxious until I get back to Asia because all of a sudden I'm old. Like all of a sudden being 25 is unacceptable and everyone else seems to have a plan and I don't. And I was okay with it, and then I was not. And I was not okay with the fact that I don't have a retirement plan. I want to be independent. I want to be the one that earned the life that I want. Like, I want to take the time to remind you that whatever that you're feeling is totally valid. I stopped posting for a while because I was really ashamed about talking about my anxiety in this whole situation. All I could think about was like, really still, like how could you not figure this out by now? When I moved back home, I was mainly worried about two things. The first one is I was worried that I couldn't make any friends that I truly connected with. And the second one is I couldn't find a job. When you have lived somewhere else for a long time, you grow in ways that people back home might not understand, and they grow in ways that you don't understand. When I have learned what being myself feels like, I can't unlearn that feeling. And the problem is not that I can't pretend, it's more like, should I? When anxiety hits, it feels like everyone was watching me, even I'm surrounded by no one. I felt like everyone is waiting for me to fail, and it felt like nowhere was safe. It felt like I have no friends, no family that wants to support me, and my brain is like trying to convince me that it's over. And it was seeking evidence why I'm a failure, why I will die alone. it felt so freaking real. But I want to tell you that it's not real. It's not real. Your brain is the worst friction writer, like the worst. It's not its job to make you happy, it's to keep you alive. Your brain's job is literally just to keep you alive. So that means when there is a change happen or uncertainty happened, it will go into survival mode. So your brain is going to constantly ask you what will go wrong so they can predict the failure. When you don't know what's coming, your brain will fill in the gaps with the worst possible scenarios. It's like creating the worst plan B, basically, just so you can have something to predict. Fear is also a form of stimulations. It's your brain trying to stay alert when you're bored or overwhelmed. So that's why it feels hard, because you're craving. You're craving for old routines, old friends, you're craving for possibilities that you once had with someone. You're craving for the plans that you once had for yourself. And it feels like the end of the world, because it is. It's the end of your old world. You lost a version of yourself, especially when you didn't make that choice. But shit happens, and life will go on. And before it goes on, the non-negotiable is be kind to yourself. Let it be messy. Some days you'll cry, some days you're gonna feel fine, some days you think the world is a beautiful place, and some days it's the worst place to be. But that's what it's supposed to feel like. Cry, do your thing, cry again. It's okay. So let it. Let your body rest. Eat, even if you don't want to, because grief takes energy. Be away from social media. I even have to make a post about, I have to step away. And I know probably if I just disappear for a little bit, nobody will notice, but still, it's my FOMO acting out. And if you want me to talk a little bit more about FOMO, let me know in the comment sections. But another thing is start creating small routines. So when your routine is get up, get a cup of water, and start mopping the floor. That's a form of taking care of yourself, which I never noticed before, because I used to think chores are chores. It's a task that I hate. And then I realized if I already knew that being on social media is bad for my mental health at the moment, and being in a clean room is probably gonna help me, that's what I learned from loving myself, which is do things not to feel better, but do things that actually good for you. The problem is we keep lying to ourselves. We keep lying to ourselves, yes, 5 more minutes, and I'll probably seek some answer from all these information stream, but it never does. And I really stop asking, what does this all mean? It's just ain't no way I can figure it out in 2 days. I start practicing a bit more on how to tell the difference between my thought and the fact. I made a list of things that triggers my feeling, and I don't feel bad about doing that. At the meantime, I make sure I keep going outside. Like, I'm not just gonna stay on my bed the whole day. I recently heard this from one of my hiking friends, and I think it makes so much sense. Problem will keep popping up if you're just at home. But the moment you step outside, solution will keep happening. You don't need to understand what does this all mean right away, because healing doesn't need to be productive. The meaning will catch up. So the more we keep asking, what does this all mean, the more it will fuck with our head, because our brain wants an answer. So it will keep arguing with itself and trying to figure something out, but it's just not happening yet. Like, no matter how much time you spend in a day trying to figure out what went wrong, other than making you feel like shit, it does nothing. So you need to get up. Even just standing up, like, do jumping jack for 10 minutes. Okay, that might be too much, but do 20 jumping jacks. Sometimes my anxiety sneak in during conversation with my dad. I still remember all the mean things he said to me, and vice versa. But when we sit on the same table after we did not see each other for 5 years, I realized that he's old now. He looks peaceful, and I did too, and sometimes my feelings still bubbling up and I want to run away. And that reminded me why I left in the first place, because I was in pain. Nobody wanted to acknowledge that I was in pain. The pain of losing my mother when I was only 15. The pain of not fitting in despite how hard I've tried at school. The pain of wanting to be someone more than just average. And the pain of not being seen. The pain of seeking truths and hoping to get some explanations. The pain of not understanding why I was in pain. So I run away. I run away to a different country hoping to get some answer. I was hoping to find a version that I felt possible elsewhere, and I did. And I found my answer. I found my people. I found that version of me. I learned how to see myself as a capable person. That's what's mattered. There's so many things that we can't control in our life. So many things. And sometimes trauma comes up. They said part of you will be left at the age where that trauma happened. And when that trauma happened again, all of a sudden, boom, you get sent back to that age. For example, probably when I'm at home, I felt like 15, but I'm not 15 anymore. I'm 25. There's like so much things that I have learned, that I have done. I'm a different person. I have so much experience that girl didn't have. I'm not 15 anymore. I can do this. Like, I can handle this. And so are you. You have grown. You're not the same person anymore. Like, you're doing a great job. You've overcome your fear and you've learned. Being 25 means I have the experience, the knowledge, the tools of dealing things that I don't even know exist before, like my ADHD and my anxiety. And back home, like coming back home taught me one thing, is to wake the fuck up, is to face reality. And that reality seemed so scary in the beginning because I've never experienced these. I thought stability is the fruit of effort, but that's not true. Stability itself is an illusion. We cannot decide when life decided to take a big turn. And when you're constantly stuck in the fear of don't want things to change, you will end up spending way too much energy, like more energy than you ever want to, on preventing things from happening, which it will or it will not. And instead, using those energy to stay in the present, to focus on what is happening right now. Because the life that you have right now, at least one of the prayers that you once sent to the universe has been answered, like right now. Just because things is not going to the way that you plan it to be, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I learned about an artist, and his name is KLEE. He was born in Switzerland and died in Switzerland, but he's actually a German citizen. He basically grew up in Germany. He was there teaching as well until the Nazi comes in and tell him that, hey, we don't like your ideologies, and now boom, you're gone. So he basically got kicked out. He had attempt to become a Switzerland citizen. He failed. I just couldn't help but wondering that feeling of once had a career in German. He was a professor in a university teaching art. He had his own reputations, and all of a sudden the world changed. War happened. I can't help thinking like how he made it through. I went online and searched it up, and his answer was creation. During the time when he was in Switzerland, he also got a terminal illness. But that period of time, he created more than 1,200 pieces of work until his last breath. And I know it's painful. I know how painful it is because it is so painful. And I still felt the pain of losing everything that I thought was built on something grounded, which is gone now. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know where I could go. There's a place where I want to go, but there's a lot of factors that stop me from doing it, so I can't really make up a plan. Every time I make a plan, something happens, my plan doesn't work, I got disappointed, and I got disencouraged, but I can't just stay in my own freaking house doing nothing, hoping something will change, because that's just waiting. That's just waiting. And I'm done waiting around. Like, I gotta be preparing. I need to keep doing things. I need to create. This is the perfect time for you to try out things that you always want to do. This is the perfect opportunities for you to get comfortable with whatever resource that you have back home. This is the perfect opportunities for you to look inwards, to understand why you run away in the first place, why this place doesn't feel like home. If others don't understand your pain, write. Record yourself talking about your pain until you're the one that understands. You're the one that sees your pain. You're the one that understands that your pain is valid, because it's just pain at the end of the day. You can't lose if you don't quit. You know what I mean? You can't lose if you don't walk away from the table. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you know that you're not alone and you got this.